Could a war thousands of miles away actually affect whether you can afford a home here in the United States?
It might sound crazy, but global conflicts can absolutely impact things like mortgage rates, gas prices, construction costs, and ultimately the housing market. So today we're breaking down what's happening, why interest rates are moving again, and what it means for buyers and sellers.
Welcome back to Central Florida Homes and Insights. I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Brandon. And if you want real updates on what's happening in the housing market and how big economic events affect buyers here in Florida, make sure that you subscribe to this channel.
Because sometimes things happening around the world can cause an effect here directly in our real estate market.
Global events and why they matter. Right now, rising tensions involving Iran are creating uncertainty in global markets, and one of the first things that tend to get a reaction when there's conflicts overseas is energy.
When oil prices move, it impacts transportation, construction costs, inflation, and ultimately the overall economy.
And when inflation concerns increase, mortgage rates often react as well.
But what's happening with mortgage rates? Earlier this year, we actually saw mortgage rates drop below 6% for the first time in years, something we haven't seen in about 3 years.
But recently, they've moved back up slightly, hovering around the low 6% range again, roughly around 6.1% for a 30-year fixed mortgage.
Now, this shift may seem small, but when you're buying a home, it can impact your monthly payment significantly.
The housing market is still active. So despite the rate changes and the global uncertainty, many housing markets across the country are still surprisingly active.
In fact, one of the strongest segments right now is entry-level homes. This ranges between about $250,000 to about $500,000 price range.
And when a home in that price range is priced correctly and in good condition, it can still attract multiple buyers.
What buyers are actually looking for. Now, we're also seeing something very interesting in this market. Many young professionals are gravitating towards townhouses because they offer lower maintenance and less yard work.
But at the same time, some buyers are going in the opposite direction, looking for larger properties, bigger yards, and ultimately just more space.
Inventory is improving. One of the positive trends in the housing market is inventory is slowly improving compared to last year.
More homes are hitting the market, and new construction is playing a big role in that.
And builders right now are offering some insane incentives like interest rate buy downs, paying your closing costs, and financing programs to help buyers afford houses.
What this means for buyers. With economic uncertainty, many experts are encouraging buyers to prepare early.
Now that means getting pre-approved and understanding your budget and exploring options before rates move again.
Because the reality is, your buying power can change quickly depending on where interest rates can go.
Why markets like Florida remain strong. Even with global tensions and the economic uncertainty, certain regions continue seeing strong housing demands.
And Florida is one of them. Population growth, job opportunities, and continued development keep demand steady in many parts of the state.
So while global events can influence interest rates and costs, local factors still play a huge role on how the housing market performs.
So here's the big takeaway here, is that the global conflicts can influence the economy, but they don't necessarily stop the housing market.
Interest rates may move, buyers may adjust their budgets, but people are still needing a place to live, and markets continue to adapt.
So if you're thinking about buying or selling in Central Florida or anywhere in Florida and want to understand how interest rates and the economic changes might affect you,
make sure you click that link in the description box below and schedule a one-on-one consultation with us.
And make sure you subscribe to Central Florida Homes and Insights so that you can stay informed about what's really happening in the market.
We'll see you on the next video. Bye.